When you hear the word balance, what comes to mind? For most of us, it's this picture-perfect life where work and play exist in equal parts and harmony, where we're crushing our goals but also totally zen, where we're productive but never tired, social but always well-rested. And if your life doesn't look like that, then you feel like you're failing, like something's wrong with you, like you need to fix yourself and finally achieve this magical state of balance. But here's the catch, and what I want to talk to you about today. Balance might not be the goal at all. Welcome or welcome back, honey truckers. Let's step into HTHQ, shall we? A little bit more relaxed, a little bit more what's been going on for me. And for me, it's this idea of balance lately. So let's start here. What does balance actually look like to you? Maybe it's waking up early, but not too early, getting your workout in, eating perfectly, crushing your goals at work, and also keeping time for your friends and hobbies, being present, but also ambitious, well-rested, but also productive. It's this impossible equation where everything gets equal attention and you never feel stretched too thin in any direction. Am I right? And for most of us, our life looks absolutely nothing like that. So we walk around feeling perpetually out of balance, like something's wrong, like there's something that needs to be fixed. Like if we could just get this perfect equilibrium, everything would be better. Like if we could just find the right routine, the right schedule, the right system, everything would click into place and we would achieve balance. Today, as I record this, just so happens to be the first day of Libra season. You know, the sign of scales, balance, equilibrium, all that. And I have to be totally honest, I'm exhausted. I am so tired. I almost didn't record this video because I am just spent in all directions. I've been going hard on this rebrand, showing up for YouTube, creating content, working on my several businesses, and on the road, driving 4 to 10 hours a day, visiting with clients, with friends, trying to stay sane in the process. By wellness culture's definition of balance, I am way out of balance right now. And while I wish I had a few more hours to sleep, I wish I was a little bit more well-rested, I don't necessarily feel out of balance. I feel very much alive. I feel very invigorated, challenged, curious about where the energy that I'm outputting now is going to take me. I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be. And so this week, I've been thinking a lot about this concept of balance. And what if our entire thought process around it is wrong? Because something that I've noticed when it comes to balance is when most of us say that what we want is balance, what we really mean that we want is control. We want to be able to predict our days. We want to know that if I do X, then I will get Y. We want to eliminate the chaos, the mess, the uncertainty of being a human being living a human life. We want to optimize ourselves into some perfectly calibrated machine where everything runs smoothly and nothing ever tips too far in one direction. But life doesn't work like that. You don't work like that. One of the biggest factors in perpetuating this off-kilter desire and pursuit of balance is shame. There's this unnecessary shame we carry around when our lives feel chaotic, when we're deep in a project and neglecting other things, when we're falling in love and can't focus on work, when we're grieving and our productivity tanks, or when we're in a season of expansion, like I am right now, and our sleep falls by the wayside. We look at that and we think, oh God, I'm out of balance. I need to fix that. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get it right? But what if nothing needs fixing? What if that's just what this season looks like? Like, for example, think about falling in love. You know, that new relationship energy. When you can't think about anything else, you're texting constantly, you're seeing each other all the time, you're staying up too late, you're rearranging your whole schedule and life in order to accommodate spending time with this person. Your work maybe suffers a little, your routines go out the window, and your friends probably see you less. And by a traditional definition of balance, falling in love is a wildly out of balance thing to do. But would you call that a problem? Would you want to try to fix that? Or do you recognize it as this beautiful, all-consuming season in your life that deserves to take up space? And that's what I mean when I say that balance might not be the goal. Because sometimes, and this part really gets me, sometimes the pursuit of balance keeps us from what matters most. Maybe you're building a business that's finally getting traction, but you force yourself to balance by taking more time off because you feel like that's what you should do. Or you're in a creative flow state, but you stop yourself because you need to balance work and rest. Or you're being called to go deeper on something that really lights you up. but you distract yourself with the need to keep everything equal. Balance becomes the reason you don't go all in. And look, I'm not saying that you should burn yourself out or that rest doesn't matter, but I am saying that maybe the problem isn't that you're out of balance. Maybe the problem is that you're trying to force balance when really what you need to do is trust yourself. So instead of constantly asking yourself, am I balanced right now? Here are the questions I want you to actually start asking. Is this right for me right now? Not, does this look balanced to someone who's watching my life from the outside? Not, does this fit what the wellness industry or that fitness influencer says I should be doing? But does this feel right for me in this season, considering what I'm building and who I'm becoming? Because here's what I've learned, and I think you probably know this too. Your body knows. When you're genuinely burning out, you feel it. There's a depletion that's different than just being tired. Just like there's a dread that's different than being challenged by something. And when you're in a season of intensity that's actually serving you, you feel that too. There's an aliveness, an energy that replenishes itself, even when you're physically exhausted. You know the difference. You just have to trust yourself to actually listen. The question isn't, is my life balanced by someone else's standards? The question is, am I honoring what this season is asking of me? Sometimes that means going all in on a project. Sometimes that means pulling back and resting more. Sometimes it means being super social. Sometimes it means being a hermit for a month. None of that is wrong, and none of it needs to be fixed. It just needs to be conscious. It just needs to be a choice you're making instead of something that's happening to you. We've really gotten it wrong by making balance this daily metric. Did I balance work and rest today? Did I balance productivity and leisure? Did I balance my needs with everyone else's? But balance isn't something you achieve in a 24-hour period. Balance is a long game. When you actually zoom out and start to look at your life, you notice the waves. There's a season where you worked intensely and didn't rest enough. And then there's a season of deep rest and recovery, followed by a season of social expansion where you go out all the time. And then maybe a season of hermiting where you barely left your house. And when you look at the full picture, there's a rhythm. There's a balance across time. But you can't see that rhythm if you're measuring each and every day by some impossible standard. The through line isn't that every day looks the same. The through line is that you're consistently tuning in. You're consistently asking yourself what's right. You're consistently honoring the season you're actually in instead of the season you think you're supposed to be in. That's the real balance. Not equal parts of everything all the time, but a deep trust in your own rhythm and a willingness to move with it. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment to reestablish your relationship with the definition of balance. What is your definition of balance? Does it actually serve you and your desires for your life? Or is it just another way you're trying to control the uncontrollable? I want to give you this permission, okay? You don't have to be balanced every day. You don't have to split your time equally between work and play. You don't have to feel calm and centered all the time. You don't have to make sure everything in your life gets equal attention. What you do have to do is stay connected to yourself. Check in frequently and get honest. Ask what's right for you right now and trust that you actually know the difference between depletion and devotion. So instead of asking, am I balanced? Try asking, am I honoring what the season requires of me? Am I listening to what my body actually needs? Am I building something that matters to me? And am I trusting my own rhythm? Those are the questions that actually matter. Those are the questions that will get you somewhere real. So what I want you to take from this video today, balance isn't about everything being equal. Balance is about trusting yourself enough to go all in when you need to go all in and to rest and recover when you need to recuperate. Recognizing that different seasons ask different things of you and letting go of control in order to surrender to the waves. You got to stop shaming yourself for being out of balance, okay? Stop trying to fit yourself into someone else's definition of what a well-lived life should look like. Your life is the masterpiece, and masterpieces aren't created by staying perfectly balanced. They're created by going all in. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Honey Trucker, where we prioritize your style and your sanity with a practical and sustainable approach to seasonal strategy and creative entrepreneurship. And let me know in the comments, what's been your relationship to balance? Is it shifting? Does it serve you? What could be a more supportive definition? And until next time, keep on trucking, honey.